trading is a sort of a very, very simple practice. There's only two trades. I always say this, that there's a million strategies, but there's only two trades: continuation and reversal. But the art of the game, the real great art, is figuring out, when to trade one, when to trade the other, and more importantly, it's the amplitude. It's like how much of continuation there's going to be and how much of a reversal is going to be. That's the really hard part. It requires constant, monitoring and experience and learning. So on the face of it, it's super simple. But in practice, it requires lots of nuance. That I think that's what makes the game so interesting.
Yeah. How did you personally learn these kind of nuances and how far the move can go? Did you learn it by yourself? Did that take a lot of time? Or was it with someone else and faster?
Like in every other discipline, there are people who are just naturally talented and can pick it up. Like you go swimming or you go running. There are some people that are going to just run the marathon and the first time ever in like 2.5 hours. And there are other people that's going to take them 20 years to get to that level. It's part of it is certainly your own ability, but a huge part of it, even if you have a lot of ability, this is such a challenging business that you constantly need, experience. And a lot of it is just, a lot of it is also psychological. It's the ability to control yourself. It's the ability to not make the same mistakes over and over again, which is something that, we all do all the time. And it's my attitudes, my views of how I traded just changed 180 degrees over the last few years. It's really interesting. I started out basically being always a fade trader. A fade trader is somebody who's always on the opposite side of trend, right? So I would always sell highs, buy lows, which is a very intoxicating and kind of psychologically, pleasant thing because you're always against the crowd, so you think you're always the smartest guy in the room. But a lot of times you're actually the stupidest guy in the room by doing that. And I've had to really reteach myself a huge amount of humble. I think the single most important lesson I learned in trading was to be humble, which is an extremely actually hard thing for anybody to accept. I mean, really humble, where you're not just like giving it lip service, but you actually, every single day, don't think you're the smartest guy in the room, but actually think you need to learn every single day. If you can stay humble, you actually are way ahead of almost everybody else, because I think we naturally tend to think, oh, I'm the smartest, I know what to do. I have 3 great trades in a row. I'm king of the hill. And then of course, everything goes sideways right away. And also, if you're humble, I think you can survive the inevitable string of losses, because then you approach the market with a much more realistic sense that, yes, my strategy is designed for continuation, and now the market is in a reversal mode, and I have to accept that instead of trying to fight it and trying to figure out, the market, it's trying to tell the market that it's wrong, So in many ways, that was like probably, there's 1,000 technical skills. Everybody can learn technical analysis. Everybody can learn fundamental analysis. Everybody can learn various aspects of execution and day trading techniques, but the right mindset to stay in the game forever. That's the key thing. If you can stay in the game forever, you will inevitably succeed, because everybody else just kind of burns out. I've seen so many people, do great and then burn out all the time.
Yeah. And that lesson on being humble is I think really big, because I've seen a lot of people that get really attached to a system or a way to trade, and they cannot evolve when things go bad. And that's a big thing. I'm probably sure you've seen that before in the past.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is that when you when you have that attitude, and when you have the attitude of like, listen, there's only really 2 systems. There's a continuation system and a reversal system. Then you don't have that emotional attachment. You can say, well, it's failing because obviously it's in the wrong environment. And then I have to decide, do I want to keep the system going? Or do I turn it off until the environment changes? Or do I adjust it? Because the wrong environment, there's 2 things that can happen in the wrong environment with a system. One is that you simply just have, let's say, chop, right? So if you're in a continuation system, the long-term trending system, and the market is just simply range-bound, you're going to get destroyed, right? But the other more nuanced way that you can get destroyed in systems is amplitude. So let's say, just for argument's sake, you're in a system where you have 100-point stops, right? And 200 pip targets, just, for argument's sake. All of a sudden, the market literally is 3 times as volatile as what you've set up your system to be. The system is not failing. what's failing is your ability to understand the volatility has changed. So there's like always two components. There's the type of market you're in and the kind of volatility imprint it's putting around. Like right now, well, I just tweeted this out like before I talked to you. Dollar yen was the lowest volatility currency pair for a long, like literally if you look at December, the average true range was like 45 pips. There was a point I wanted to unearth this tweet that I did a couple of weeks ago where dollar yen did not move more than 10 pips in 10 hours. There was a day in December where literally we just you could have fallen asleep, woken up, it was the same price, right? And then yesterday it goes 500 pips, right? So and today of course it's all over the place. And so this whole shift from zero volatility to least volatile instrument to most volatile instrument. And this, by the way, is universal. You can look at stocks, you can look at everything else. There's stocks that will sit dormant for a long time. And so you have a system that works on that. And then all of a sudden the stock just explodes in volatility. That, idea, that concept is very important in making sure that you're on the right side of the trade. It's not just the kind of market environment you're in, it's what kind of volatility fingerprint it's leaving as you're in the game. And it's very hard because you're basically in the middle of a storm with weather conditions are changing and you have to adjust and say, oh, it's no longer nice and sunny. It's starting to like torrentially rainstorm on me and I better adjust. But that is a key to staying alive.